Hello everyone, I'm Jenny Slate, and I'm here joining a bunch of wonderful artists today for Operation Save Abortion, because if we don't raise some very much needed funds right now, 92% of abortion providers may not be able to continue providing care. You can help by donating to keepourclinics.org, and what I thought I would add today to this wonderful event is a little piece from my new book, which is called Little Weirds. And it's an important piece, I think, because it's about when we used to be able to do things together spontaneously and in large groups. Okay, this is called Eclipse. I went outside of my hotel to watch the highly anticipated eclipse of the sun. It happened. The sun was eclipsed. All of the people were out on the sidewalk in New York City, sharing little eyeglasses made out of paper with the plastic lenses. I had no paper glasses. I saw a stranger, and I looked shyly at the glasses he had, and I asked, "Can I try?" The stranger gave me his glasses so that I could watch the sun become a strange orange fang poking through one side of the sky. The stranger helped me. Specifically, he helped me look into outer space. I said thank you, obviously. Related question. After this said eclipse and group experience, is everyone else's hair also made out of necklaces now? And is your heart a plum with a golden marble in it that will spin eternally, like mine is? Final comment. It is very warming to think of the adults going to places to get the paper glasses, and to think of the adults who own a small store or bodega, and that they heard about the eclipse and then ordered the paper glasses, knowing that people would want to watch the rare thing that was going to happen. See you all out there one day, one day soon. Stay safe, stay well, and spread the word so that these abortion providers can keep doing the work that they do, and we can keep our rights. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Welcome to NARAL's The Morning After. Each week, our podcast brings you the latest on reproductive health care, progressive politics, and the fight to keep abortion safe and legal. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, YouTube, and on our website at prochoiceohio.org. The program also airs each Friday morning at 9 on WGRN 94.1 in Columbus, Ohio. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at ProChoiceOH. NARAL's The Morning After is a production of NARAL Pro-Choice Ohio. Enjoy the show!
Hey, this is Gabe. This week's show is something totally different. Liz Winstead at Abortion Access Front did a 12-hour telethon on Instagram Live yesterday at Abortion Access Front to raise money. The website is keepourclinics.org. To donate, you can go to that website or text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 612-315-1921. Again, that's text GIVE, G-I-V-E, to 612-315-1921. Liz had an amazing lineup of celebrities and experts, including Nikki Glaser.
I really try to be an inspiration for girls. That's one of my biggest motives in what I write and what I choose to talk about, is just to make young girls feel less alone with their weird thoughts, because until I discovered stand-up, I just thought I was just so weird and that I should keep my mouth shut, and that it made everyone feel uncomfortable when I spoke up. And I just felt like, I'm just going to have to go through my life kind of having these thoughts, but never telling maybe I could journal about it, but just stand-up finally gave me a license and to do it. And when I heard people laugh at the weird stuff I was talking about, it was like, I'm not alone with these thoughts. And then also seeing other women talk about similar things, you just need to share. And so I continue to do it just because, obviously I get a lot of, it's good money and it's a lot of attention, but truly it sounds cliche, but I really do stand up for young girls. I really just want them to be less scared about sex and to feel more open talking about sex. And I think this is just really important to me.
been so great to hear from providers from around the country, because abortion providers face different and immense challenges in many different ways, depending on the state they live in, the city they live in, the region they live in. And there is no one who is a more incredible human. And I have had the good fortune of visiting both of her clinics that are just simply beautiful in Wichita and Oklahoma. I'm so excited to be talking to founder and chief executive officer of Trust Women and of the Feminist Women's Health Center, Julie Burkhart. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Liz. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing okay. You're making it.
I've been so worried about you because I know that Kansas and Oklahoma both have presented great challenges for you. And I'd love for you to talk to these folks about what you're facing in Kansas and in Oklahoma.
Well, yes, we have certainly faced our challenges. In Oklahoma, we, as of Friday, March 27th, we had to close our doors and shutter the clinic because the governor in Oklahoma deemed that abortion services were non-essential. And so therefore we were banned from providing any abortion services. We had to then go to court and litigate that, which we did, and we won a preliminary injunction, and we were able to restart abortion services as of April 13th. However, just a few days later, the governor issued a mandate saying that we had to start doing COVID-19 testing for all of our surgical patients before we could allow them to come in for their surgical abortions. And so once again, we're back to just providing medication abortions, and we're figuring out how we're going to provide that testing if we can get our hands on the test kits and swabs that we might need.
You can only have a medication abortion up to, I think, is it 11 weeks?
It's 11 weeks in our clinics, yes.
Mm-hmm. And so that means that if you find yourself in a position that where you're further along in your pregnancy, you're going to have to travel farther, and things are going to be harder for you.
Exactly. It just puts a burden on people's shoulders who need abortions, more money. And like you were saying, people should be staying close to home during this pandemic. Why do we want to put people out on the highways? So it's burdensome.
It is burdensome. And I'd love for you to talk a little bit about how your patient load has changed and what that means as for your staff emotionally, physically. It must be exhausting.
Yes. So, and that's where in Wichita, we have seen a 200 to 400% increase in our patient load since mid-March. And so staff members, I can say, they're fatigued. We're really working to give people days off, anywhere where we can. We've hired back staff who have left Trust Women. So some people have come back. We've hired new staff. We've trained people within Trust Women who don't work in the clinic to work in clinic. So we've really tried to help put more staff members in place so people aren't working around the clock.
Abortion care providers are on the front line. They're providing healthcare in the time of COVID. Therefore, they should be able to get help with hazard pay. They should be able to get help if one of your staff is exposed and they need to take time off. You want to be able to give them time off. And so that's what we're talking about, because people need to know, and I'm going to ask you, Julie, but I have a feeling I know the answer. There's all these small business loans out there. I'm sure that you're just getting all kinds of money from those small business loans, right?
I wish. We've submitted applications for each clinic, and I have not heard anything back. And that was, a few weeks ago.
We've really heard stories of protesters being more aggressive, being encouraged by their churches to be even more like unprotected, in your face, being health hazards. Have you been experiencing that?
Well, in Oklahoma, yes. We have had protesters out at the clinic continually. They've been bringing their megaphones, that are amplified, so you can, and holding it up over our fence. They've been setting up a table, handing out little care packets. They're not wearing masks. They're, trying to get right up into patients' personal space as they drive in. So it's been quite aggressive, still in Oklahoma.
As a small business owner doing work that is essential, how does what does this money mean for you, and how are you going to use it?
Oh, well, for us, I have been, as you mentioned, I've been paying staff members hazard pay because this is such a stressful time. We've had a lot of overtime, even though we've onboarded other staff members. It would help to pay for those other staff who have come on to help during this critical time. I just, really feel that, putting back into our staff who have really, carried our commitment to patient care during this time. That is our commitment. We want to be here for our communities and our states. So that would help immensely in helping carry everybody through this pandemic.
Well, hearing how hard you're working, how the need is great, and what people are going through, I think this is the time to say, here is where you can make a difference in the life of the Southwind Clinics. Trust women. Donate at keepourclinics.org or text GIVE to 612-315-1921. Julie Burkhart, I think you're a hero, and I love you. And we're going to do everything we can to make sure that your staff gets the care and the respite and continue providing this essential care. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and I love you too. Take care.
Thanks. You were awesome. Look at that, Julie. You nailed it.
Independent abortion providers across the country do incredibly challenging work under difficult circumstances all the time. But we've never faced anything quite like this before. When you give to Keep Our Clinics, you help us provide compassionate health care and keep our doors open. We believe that abortion care is essential health care all the time. We want to make sure that abortion care is accessible because it's needed, it's necessary, and for so many folks, it's urgent. At Feminist Women's Health Center, the frontline staff who can't work remotely, who can't shelter in place, who have to show up to make sure that our patients are cared for, we're making sure that they have hazard pay on top of their regular salary because their work is necessary, essential, and so valuable. I'm dedicated to doing this work because I want people to be free. In order to thrive, we have to have full bodily autonomy. Abortion care is just one piece of that, but it's critically important. It can change the trajectory of our lives. Reproductive justice is our pathway to freedom. That's why I do this work.
Next, Liz Winstead talked to Sarah Silverman.
This has really made me want to eulogize the living. This woman above me right here, this woman is, let me tell you what kind of friend she is. Came over when I had a colonoscopy, or it was actually called a colonography, this one. Anyway, same prep. Came over and just knew what to expect, sat in the living room while I was in the bathroom, and she's a ride or die. Let me give you another example. Years ago, I was doing a live show, woke up with strep throat, and just started sobbing and was paralyzed. Didn't know what to do. Called Liz. The next thing I knew, she was over at my hotel, taking me to a doctor, just dealing. She just dealed. That's who that is. This woman who tirelessly, with no glory, travels the country entertaining, we call frontline workers now, grocery stores, healthcare workers. These independent abortion clinics are frontline workers. 365 days a year. And all she does is she entertains them. What do you need? How can we help? What, just the grassroots, gloryless. I take a repost something, and I'm Sarah Silverman's wonderful.
Yeah,
She's
that's bullshit.
on the road.
Yeah,
in cars.
Your shit's garbage. Step up your game.
Liz talked to Josh Gondelman next.
I had to ask my family in Minnesota to send me toilet paper at the beginning and send me wipes and send me stuff because nothing was open and nothing was around.
We finally last week we were going individual rolls of bodega toilet paper we were able to stock up, and finally we got a 12-pack delivered from a supermarket last week.
Yeah.
And it felt like contraband. It felt like I am at when I looked at it, I was like, oh, this is what it feels like when someone sends you a briefcase full of cocaine via Messenger. That was the illicit rush in my heart.
I also feel like deli toilet paper is like using a lawn rake on your ass. It's like what?
It's like using butcher paper.
100%. It's like
you might as well just ask
Why
them
don't
for
I
a
just
roll.
take a knife and cut my asshole be easy? And I really love you for coming on. And just abortion is something that you were one of the first people that said yes. And, as a cis dude saying yes, it really means a lot for to step up and talk about abortion. Tell me what it was when you were like, yes, I'm definitely coming on and I definitely want to support you in this.
I mean, it's just such an important cause, and it's part of healthcare, and it's one of the parts of healthcare that is most persistently derided and under attack and having access restricted to it. And it just the more I learn about the politics of trap laws and the kind of ways that the COVID crisis is being used to tighten those restrictions, it's really staggering. And abortion should be safe and legal for people to have access to, and so it's kind of a no-brainer.
Hi everyone, I'm Jinx Monsoon, and I am joining a bunch of amazing artists in Operation Save Abortion. If we don't raise the much needed funds, 92% of independent abortion clinics will have to close their doors. So if you are able to donate what you can go to keepourclinics.org, keepourclinics.org, and donate what you are able to today. Thanks so much. Mwah!
You can't do a fundraiser without talking to the people who are on the front line so that you can totally understand why we are doing this. Abortion is one of the most misunderstood pieces of healthcare that somebody will need because A, we don't talk about it, and because B, shitbags get to define what abortion is and how it should be provided. And that is why we are doing this telethon today, so that the much needed funds can go to places that you never even thought about. You have your aha moment. You're like, I'm giving my money. And I'm so excited to be talking to my friend, a woman who's on the board of Abortion Access Front, Dr. Monica Macklemore. She is a doctor of nursing. I love people who are doctors of nursing. That makes me so happy. You are like a doctor of nursing. It's so cool. Researcher at Advancing New Standards in Reproductive Health, or ANSWER, and she has got the answers as a stellar abortion provider, Monica Macklemore. Hi, Mon.
Hi, Liz. How you doing?
You know what? I'm doing as well as I can be, trying to raise money so people can have health care in the time of COVID, because shitbag governors have some crazy ideas that we shouldn't be doing it. So as we raise money today, talk, Mon, as somebody who is a professional, as somebody who's on the board of the Abortion Care Network, who we are working with to make this, talk about where these essential funds are going so that somebody can really hear what you're saying now and then understand where the money will go today if they give.
Well, it's been really, really hard for clinics to be able to keep their doors open during COVID without being able to, see patients. By social distancing, not allowing for our capacity to be able to serve as many people as we need to is an essential problem and a unique problem for independent abortion providers and clinics that already were hanging on by a thread because of all the trap laws, the targeted regulation of abortion providers, which is, special language to say we're going to treat you differently than everybody else in healthcare because we want to close you and shut you down.
Yep.
Right? So in the same way that I've argued that the people who are most vulnerable before a pandemic of not receiving the care that they need, well, that's also true for the care providers who are taking care of the community.
Mm-hmm.
So we would need these funds to be able to continue to provide essential abortion access and services. In many communities, the abortion clinic is the community resource. When I think about Memphis, Tennessee, and I think about our friends at Choices in Memphis, when I think about the people doing incredible work in Allentown, when I think about the women's centers programs and the folks at Women's Health, when I think about all this, or the Women's Option Center, or all the incredible, independent providers that are trying to keep their doors open prior to COVID, because the other thing that a lot of people don't understand is having to constantly be in court and fight legal battles takes a toll on you, whether it's being able to recruit staff so that they know that they will have a stable job to come to, that patients will know that those services will be available. All of this up and down and open and close and all these regulations, I think it's purposive and it creates confusion. Yep. Being able to get money in the hands of the clinics that are providing care and providing services is the easiest and the most ethical way for us to be able to continue to provide the high quality abortion care that we need, because abortion is essential health care, whether it's a pandemic or not.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you so much for framing that and for reminding folks that abortion care and abortion provision can be done by a myriad of incredible healthcare professionals, and the desperate need for where that money can go to make sure that people can have the healthcare professionals they deserve in their community. Yep. Monica, you are such a champ. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on and talking. And abortion is essential, and you can donate right here at keepourclinics.org. Thanks, Monica.
Thank you.
Next, a message from W. Kamau Bell.
Dudes, I'm talking to you. We gotta talk about abortion. We gotta talk about it. Me and you and the dude and the other dudes gotta talk about it, whether you know anybody, whether you don't, because guess what? You're doing a bad job. Doing a real bad job. Because right now, the truth is there are women in your life who've had abortions who haven't told you because they don't trust you, because you never talk about abortions. Be the dude who they turn to talk about abortion. That's the dude you want to be. If dudes like me and the dudes who are watching continue to think about abortion as being not our issue, but a women's issue, then we who know that women should have the right to choose will never have a country that makes it legal and accessible everywhere if we don't get involved in that issue. See what I'm saying? Because it's not going to work otherwise. Dudes.
Hello, my sweet cookies. It's Donald Champlin from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. How are you? I hope you're all staying safe and connected and staying inside. I just wanted to let you know that I am joining a whole bunch of amazing artists today to support Operation Save Abortion. And we are trying to raise money today. I think the goal is at least $100,000. And you want to go to keepourclinics.org, because if we do not raise money, $100,000 today, at least 92% of independent abortion providers will not be able to provide abortions. 92%. What the ever-loving So, let's all wake up. All right, let's all go to keepourclinics.org and donate or make a bid on this shirt, or, something somebody else has put up there. Also, I just want to do a shout out to Room Raider, because I am obsessed with your site, and I agonized over this placement here. So I just shout out to Room Reader. I'm hoping for like a 6 out of 10. Meanwhile, I'm not even on Room Reader's radar. They're gonna be like, wait, what the fuck? Who cares? But I have a musical instrument because I know that gives you at least 5 points. And then I have like tasteful lighting. None of it's on, but I do have daylight. And then I've got like a cute, that's a metronome. There's a cute little picture back there that I got at Bed Bath & Beyond, but maybe looks more expensive than it actually was. So fingers crossed, everybody. My priorities are totally in line. Just don't look over here. Okay? Don't look there. Look here. Classy with a K. All right, my darlings. Operation Save Abortion. Go to keepourclinics.org. And as always, face your fears. Stare them down. Don't be scared. Stand your ground. 'Cause nothing is as scary as it appears. All you gotta do is face your fears. Mwah.
Finally, here's a song from Lisa Sobiel.
Here it is. I went to the rally. I took all the kids. We wear our hats proudly, giving it to the libs. Went to church last Sunday. You know what I did? I hugged everybody. I'm giving it to the libs. I'm giving it to the East Coast, giving it to the West. Here we know and I know we don't need no test. I tried hydroxy, whatever it's called. No, I'm not sick. Can't think of a better way. Giving it to the libs. Giving it to the libs. I'm giving it to Hollywood, New York City, New Orleans. Have you got your government check yet? Mine I haven't seen. Went to the Hobby Lobby. I took all the kids. They touched everything inside. I'm giving it to the lips. 3 weeks later. I've never done an addendum like this, but here goes. I woke up this morning and I couldn't breathe. Mercury rising 103. And now I'm in the ER, waiting for a bed. The nurse, she wears a garbage bag. The guy next to me is dead. I'm giving it to my cousin, her poor husband too. My niece with diabetes, and I'm giving it to you. I went to the church this morning, and you know what I did? Got buried in my bag of hat. I'm giving it to the libs. I'm proud to be an American.